jumps like a hen tree.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another Ride Along with Goggles. And I remember a while back I mentioned we were in this Edison with the diesel over electric, and it was just pulling off the fuel like crazy. It was not very realistic. So I mentioned it to Tommy of Tommyontime fame, independent owner operators, and he said, "Oh, well, there's this commands you can put in to set the fuel consumption," and he sent me all kinds of information on it. Really fascinating stuff. Anyway, and it explains all the settings that the game recognizes in engine configuration. So I was able to change the fuel consumption on this. So we are going to try it with the 12-foot wide logger from 850 Modding, and we are going to, let's jump in. I got that darn long range camera going there. It's a little annoying if you're okay. So anyway, what we're going to do is look at the map, show you where we're going. We are in Hart Butte, and we're going to do this crazy thing out of here if we can with a 134,000 pound load of logs, and we're going up the hill over here at Missoula. So that should be a little bit interesting. We'll see. See if we can get out of here first off. I did add a bit of weight to the chassis while I was in there to hopefully make it so we can get out of here. So let's get the brakes off. And so I got the same engine base configuration that I had last time, and it works pretty good. I tried doing something with the original settings, and it's just impossible. It doesn't work right, and I don't really understand why. And the 2-speed transmission, you can go 45 miles an hour. That's it. And so I've got what do I have in here? Forget which one. Oh, maybe I put the 2-speed back in. I should think about driving. Let's put this little thing up here. Yeah, it says it's in first gear. It should shift to second, and that should be all. But we got all that Edison power that we're supposed to have. Huge torque. Yeah, this is the 2-speed. It works with the engine configuration changes I made. And oh boy, you gotta really watch it, because it's not normal. You're not gearing up and gearing down, and you can get going at a rate of knots. It's frightening. So in theory, we'd be going up here on the generator. On the battery power, because that's where all the power is. And oh boy, doesn't look like it can. Oh, I wonder what I have to do to fix that. Well, I just went in and messed with the config a little more in the engine. Let's see. I don't want to change it much, but let's see if we can get up to speed. And if we can get around that corner, we got her made. If not, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like I say, you got to watch the speed here, because you can really get going. But it should have tons of grunt right off the get-go. Like when you're stalled here on this corner, it should have its maximum torque. It doesn't, so let's see what happens here. Well, we made it around there this time, but we'll see. But the fuel thing is fixed. That's cool. Okay, yeah, it's pulling the way it should. Okay, good. All right. Like, it's not ridiculous power, but it's, these things are, like, it's crazy what this thing will be able to pull. And pretty pretty exciting concept, really. Like, not that I'd want to drive one for very long. It might be interesting, but I like shifting gears myself. I like driving stuff. Like, just all my life I like driving. I like shifting. Like I say, I got a 5-speed in my 62 Cadillac. If I got a, like, you know, the Chevelle I had, or my Beaumont, like, that's like a Canadian Chevelle. First thing I did do was put standard transmissions in them. Muncie's. It's still not quite there. I should be doing all this stuttering and popping and everything, and like, I shouldn't have to hit it that hard. But it's going to be interesting, like what I'll have to do. I think very soon, in this coming week, I will make a little tutorial on this, go through the engine settings and what they all are and what you can change. And like, this is like on ZMods, open defs or creech bombs you can mess with. Slab Jerry's, I believe you can as well. I would have to refresh my memory on those. I know I've hopped up some of them. But yeah, once again, it would be nice if like, somebody's gonna have to, or not me, because I don't know how to do it. Somebody's gonna have to make a proper drivetrain for this thing, where you step on the throttle and you hear the hum of the engines, the electric motors pick up, and you just hear that generator engine not controlling your speed. Oops. That generator engine is to charge the generator at a constant speed, or charge the batteries with the generator at a constant speed. Shouldn't be revving up like I have to make it here. The tweak I'd made previously was to go in and we have a retarder? It says we do, but I don't think it's doing anything. Nope, we're on the brakes here. So I went in and I added another band in the torque curve. So I've got, like, instead of a 2-item torque curve or whatever, low and high torque curve, I've got 6 levels to it now. And with ever increasing RPM, which is what it's adding, is RPM. It's the torque is electric motor. It's really, it should be maximum torque at stall, and then torque would decrease as the RPM goes up. Unlike a, no, that's not the way it is with a infernal combustion engine. But hey, we're having fun with it. I got 2 GPSs. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Speaking of pretty cool, Car Club was at a car show today of sorts. What it was Soapbox Derby at one of the neighborhoods in Calgary had at Linwood, and oh my God, was it ever fun. I took a bunch of photos. I had to make sure and put them up in the Discord, and it was really low key. It's low budget. It wasn't like, you know, this thing we used to see back in the day at the big, you know, high dollar streamlined looking cars that these no, it was all of the competing competitors were given a set of wheels and a steering mechanism. So they had like a steering shaft. They had to make their own wheel, and it was connected to it looked like a 1.5-inch square tube with axles on each end and a little tie rod to go between them. And so it steered, and they just had to, that was it. They had these, I don't know, 5 or 6 inch diameter wheels. They weren't very big. So the speeds of the vehicles was pretty pathetic. But it was so much, it was so funny. And the expression and the things the kids put together for their go-karts was awesome. Oh boy, we're gonna make this? Come on. Oh no. Oh, that's crazy. I wonder if we can do a... Well, it's not much point doing a trailer brake start because... It wants to go, but it's not gonna. And that's crazy. This thing should idle up here. Uh-oh. We're in trouble. Okay, now we're gonna just have to fly up this a little bit. My apologies for this. It's very unrealistic, and here comes the horn. We'll put it right here. See if we can get going from here. Oops, I put it in second. I want it first. There we go. It's only a 2-speed. Let's see how can we pull it from here? Oh, trailer brake. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, some of the little go-karts are really cool. So what they did is they had this unused road. It was sort of closed off in Linwood that went around the corner and down to the closer to the CP rail, one of the CP rail yards, and it was across Ogden Road. Like, it wasn't, you know, super adjacent. But it was an unused road and nice pavement on it, whatever. But what they did is they had a gooseneck, a big gooseneck trailer, actually like a fair-sized one, parked crossways on the road, and then they had 3 ramps built off it as the launch. And the kids would get a push from their parents through over the edge and down, and the track was. They laid down 4x8 sheets of plywood, 3 rows down the hill. It was a lot of plywood. And
100 yards, turn right.
They'd use little metal tabs and screws to screw them all together. It was amazing. Like, it was a big effort. It took quite a while to put all those sheets down. But, oh, it was so funny. Just you know, some of the dads, one of them, for the front radiator and hood, they used a beer keg. And some were just like really stripped down, like just bare essentials. Others, there was Santa's sleigh with parcels in the back, and the little girl riding it had the Santa hat and a big white beard on. They were driving it. It was funny. There was one was like a little dragon, and they lit something on it as they went over the edge, and it was blowing pink smoke, and there was a little girl driving that one too, and she had her little plastic helmet on with the, you know, feathers or whatever it is coming out the top. It was so cool. On the back of one of them said, this is another one that had little smoke tubes out the back.
100 yards, turn right.
And it said, you've just been passed by a girl on the back. They were cute. Really fun time. Fun to see the kids out there doing something outside like that, and having fun doing it. And there's different age classes, and you know, both boys and girls. Oh, I was close around that post. So yeah, good time, really good time. It was good to see the guys, and yeah, it was a fun day. Missed my live stream, so it's going to be later Sunday, or on Sunday the usual time. Saturday's live stream. But this is where this thing is scary. Maybe we could get this running real fast in a heartbeat. You got to be careful of that. It's not making a lot of noise. You're not going through the gears, and you kind of lose track of what's going on. Oops, got to pay attention to the speedometer. It's like I say, I just want to grab a few gears right here. Hear that, Jake brake? comes that deadly corner. So yeah, once again, the trailer is the 850 modding 12-foot wide logger. I said that was free in the last time I used it, but apparently it's $10. And my apologies for that. But 134,000 pounds and just moves it effortlessly. And I couldn't get the, I don't know if don't know how to set it up or whatever. The automatic transmissions kind of elude me. I don't really know what I'm doing with them. So the only transmission I can get to really work, there's a bunch of options there, a bunch of 6, 7, and 10 speed automatics. I couldn't get any of them to work. They would just go into, like it was a 7 speed, the lowest gear I could get it to go into was 6th. And the truck didn't even want to move. It didn't want to start off, so that was a bust. 10 speed, it would go as low as 9th gear. So I put the 2-speed back in. Now the 2-speed with the original setup of the engine, the default engine wouldn't go very fast, like 45 miles an hour, I think. Because once again, it relies, you know, it relies on engine RPM to increase the speed where it shouldn't, but I guess somebody's got to figure out how to modify the, I don't know, the sound bank so you don't hear the engine accelerate. If you do that, so the engine just sounded like it was, you know, maybe you'd hear it working against the generator. I don't know what's optimum speed for a diesel running a constant speed. Tuned to do that speed would be 1300 RPM. You'd be tuning it for efficiency and to run right at peak torque, more than likely. You wouldn't want it running a whole bunch of RPM. I wouldn't think. I'm just spitballing here. So anyway, if you could have the engine every now and then, just hear the engine go to that speed, but when you push the throttle, hey, if you could connect to that, like the fan, you know, like Serial Black has the engine, the fan sound.
Right. After 50 yards, go straight.
So you hear the radiator fan kick in randomly. Well, make that sound, the engine sound, kick in randomly. Get rid of the engine sound that comes from the throttle and replace that with the whir of an electric motor. You'd be golden. Then it'd be like driving the thing. But our fuel mileage it's dynamite right now. Like, it's doing its thing. I might have it oh, what is it telling? Oh, that's because I was in the other lane. I triggered it in the other lane, wobbling around the road. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I think I have to reduce it more because saying I'm getting 2.1 miles per gallon. Yeah, I got the great big tanks in it, but the fuel range is hardly dropping. It hasn't moved. I'll tell you when the fuel range drops by a gallon. Still hasn't moved, which is right. Looking at it, still hasn't moved, which is good. Would be like we're on the electric engine. Still nothing. That's perfect. So never mind the readout, what it's saying. I think I got that dialed. That's through that information Tommy sent me. Now we'll see what that does when we start going up the hill. Here, if the
After 100 yards, turn left.
If the generator has to kick in. Yeah, the fuel range hasn't changed because it's like we're running on the electric motor fully.
Turn left.
Oh, here we are. Yeah, now the generator's charging the battery. They were just dropped, yeah, a couple miles range. Another one. So, and that's not really another one. It's not really realistic because this is where you'd be using your electric power here because it's way better. Well, you wouldn't think you'd be using that out of the batteries that quickly, but whatever. It's a heck of a lot better than the last. Like you could watch that thing spinning by like I don't know, it was connected to the crankshaft of the engine. It was spinning. Put it that way. So I added some weight to the rear drives and I added some weight to the front to get it to steer, and I probably could use a little bit more weight on the front. Because it's a little, see, it's a little understeery. Oh, which way do we go here? Right or left? Well, I went right. Didn't hear any beeps or anything. But, you know, we did that trip with those huge tanks, like the same size tanks last time. We didn't go a whole lot further than this, if at all. And we ran out of fuel. And my range started out at about 1390, and it's 1314 right now. So we're on the right track. But what that engine efficiency setting that you can add to your engine config, now that I know a bit about it, minor, I'm going to start using it when I do the 6 1/4, 700, 850, 1005 horsepower variants, and I'm going to give them all different fuel consumption levels. So you want to play with the big power engine, you're going to be using more fuel just as you would. So that is pretty cool. So that's going to have to be a video here coming up right away, because I just find that really interesting. And for the guys who want to tweak their engines, and if you want to do it a little more realistically, go ahead, have the big power, but use a bit of fuel to do it. Well, this is pretty easy. Disappointed we couldn't climb out. I could have went and made another tweak to the engine, I'm sure. But I didn't feel like it. I just would like to understand that a little more and see if we could do something better. See how we start off here. Got that long range thing going on. That's crazy. Oops, better turn. Some track of what I'm doing. And then if they could add regenerative braking, that would be even cooler. You don't have to give it much of a tickle of the throttle to get it to take off backwards on you. Oh, shoot. I missed it by a little bit. Okay, we missed it by a lot. Cool trailer. It's a pretty neat concept with the truck and everything. Not going to replace, whoops, that K, where are we going for reverse? There we go. That LW900, I'd rather haul logs with that. That's a cool truck. I suppose, you know, those guys at Edison, they used an LW900 and they put their first electric conversion prototype. They didn't build this Topsy right away. They built a LW900. They called the truck Carl. And it would be kind of interesting to put this drivetrain in it as an engine and just paint it like their Carl, and that would be kind of interesting. Should talk to 850 Modding about that. Yeah, it'd be easy to do, I'm sure. Yeah, cool trailer. I love it. I like the loads, the weight, the realism of those big loads. Now, if you could only get like a one of those big hays, or what else? Like Kenworth had what the heck was the Kenworth logging truck called? I think they were called 750s or 850s. 850. I think 850. Yeah, I kind of wondered if that's where 850 Modding got their 850 from the Kenworth 850 logging trucks. But they're like the Pacific logging trucks. They're very, very similar to the Pacific and the big Hayes ones. You know, the offset cab, 2 seats in it, but it's offset. Generally V12 or V16 Detroit. Automatic transmissions, just meant to haul massive loads. Yeah, just not for the highway. I mean, they take up a lane and a half. But anyway, interesting stuff. Cool technology. Good to see it sneaking into the game bit by bit, and you know, get a little bit more options for hauling heavy loads and stuff. It's good to see. So as always, guys, really appreciate you following along. Look forward to catching you later today on the live stream if possible. Oh, and if you're still with me, I got the dates wrong. Joe sent me a reminder, and during the live stream, I'll talk a little bit more about the independent owner operators big convoy that we're going to have next Saturday. And it's going to be pretty epic. It's going to be on the 128 player server. No paid mods, with the exception of Alaska, I believe is the way it's going to go. And we're going to go from Alaska, drive down through Yukon, BC, you know, Washington, wherever, heading south, maybe down far into Mexico, maybe we'll call it that, go down into Texas. I'm not 100% sure where we're going to end up. But it's going to be a big, massive trip, and it's going to be fun. And it's free to join, other than purchasing Alaska. So more details on that coming later today, and we'll get the whole story straight for you. And I'll probably set a tutorial up for that ahead of time, get folks into it, and maybe even do a little get the thing set up workshop if you guys would like. Pick a weeknight other than Tuesday, and maybe we could get, you know, if there's enough guys that are interested and they want help. It just takes minutes to set up. It's easy. So we could run through that as a group. As always, take care. Look forward to catching you on the next one, and bye for now.
Need for them sleight of hand tricks.